Hello viewers, Six Wings here, and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis IV as Ethiopia. Oh, almost forgot to tap the spacebar to resume. Right now we're just kind of waiting on a little bit of time to go by. We've got a decent amount of money banked up. We've got this gold mine, which is going to be feeding us quite a bit of gold. I just saw something to do with the Renaissance here. It may have just been a holdover. So that gold is going to help us out. We went ahead and hired a inflation reduction master of the mint. Nice glasses. Who's going to help get our inflation under control. Especially necessary because we're getting a ducat per month from that gold mine we picked up in Kaffa. I am debating just ripping down this fort here. But I would like to have it just in case we have some jerks who want to wander up that way. I almost want to tear down this fort and replace it with one here. Because this province controls anyone who wants to go further into the country than Dawaro or Ankober. And the fort at Enderta, while not ideal in terms of the tile it's on, also blocks access fully to the north of the province. You can't go further in beyond Angot without going through Enderta. So that'll all come in very useful when the Italians invade in 36. But, missionary done, let's go ahead and get that sweet bonus? Bonus. Oh, we can't yet. Rubbish. How long until these are finished? October of next year. In the meantime, I could pretty quickly convert another I'm coring everything anyway. We're going to not make any of these states, though, until I have that core creation cost reduction. So we'll go ahead and grab Dawaro. 2 years, so we're going to have a little bit... Actually, we're going to wait. We're going to wait because I'm going to want to make them states sooner rather than later, as soon as I can get them cored. So that's the plan. We're going to wait on converting provinces to Coptic, and I know I have free advisor slots. I really just want this to pop up when they're at 90. Because I will need to send the army to go and squish them at that point. The only reason I am leaving this here is because I do intend to fund it, because it'll help me fight the revolt in the region. So I do intend to fund it once this hits 90. Lots and lots and lots of unrest in the north, which is going to become a problem very quickly. I'm not too worried about it, though. Kara is taking at Kuyunlu. Are they allied with anyone? No, they also haven't got a clue who I am. Would I like to make friends with the Timmies? I believe that I would like to make friends with the Timmies, yes. In the meantime, let's go ahead and fabricate on Assab, expand our coastal holdings. It's also in the Red Sea coast state, which means that it's part of a state that I already consider a state. Ifat I also already consider a state. So we'll likely want to just claim the whole of the border. We can also claim Tajura, which will give me control over half the strait leading to Yemen, ally with Naj, Ajuran, and Hormuz. But they like me now that they're improved relations. When did I improve relations with Yemen? I haven't... Okay. That's fine. Maybe they had an event And it's only... It should show under whatever the event is, then. So we will watch the Mamluks for signs of weakness. We will wait for them to fight the Ottomans. And when they do, we will be ready. The event, the Pearl of the Mediterranean, happens. Do I have a CB on them, though, I wonder? Conquest and humiliate rival. I have the mission Liberate Alexandria, but it didn't give me an actual casus belli on the Mamluks, which is strange. Definitely unusual, to say the least. Definitely unusual. Still, we may want to grab this Red Sea coast territory, but taking it doesn't weaken them as much as taking other land from them. Now, what all is Garbia? Just those 3 provinces constitute Garbia. Oh, Kaffa, revolt, rubbish. Oh, that's not good. Then I will actually just head to Ilubator. Let's pay the guys in the fort their money. I wasn't even paying attention. So it always happens to me. Like, there's a potential revolt. What's the garrison? 140? Good enough for me. We will go ahead and... Oof. I'm not keen to attack into them. But I will defend if they attack into me. And I expect them to come and try and lay siege to Waleta, because that's another Kaffa territory. They might just sit on their hands. Alright. Is a church going to help me much somewhere? Not much in most places. It helps me most in Gondar, I think. Yes. So we will build a church in Gondar because it's my best province. And we will still try and get this up to sufficient development to spawn a Renaissance of our own here. Because the Renaissance will... Oh, there we are. So this is going pretty well so far. It's showing those because I now have knowledge of them. Good. Some of the early cores are finishing. We're actually going to get bonuses when we attack here. So I'm going to not put Zara in harm's way for this. They're going to have the crossing penalty. They have the terrain penalty. I do have bonus shock and bonus fire over them. Zara would have been very helpful, but likely overkill. That's a 0 to a 6. That's a -2 to an 8. -1 to an 8. Yeah, so we'll eradicate the separatists with all appropriate speed. Cease paying for this fort. And now we're looking just fine and dandy. Thanks for asking. Alright, well, we haven't, you know what we haven't done is we haven't insulted our rival. And I want him to know that I hate him. That is an offer, but I'd prefer prestige. Excellent. All the way through. And now we're just waiting on the Court of Complete in Custody Bream. Ba-ba-da-da. Cool, now we'll work on converting Custody Bream. And while we can create states here, 6 of 6 and 7 of 8, lots and lots of territories, we won't, not yet. I wonder if they could be coerced into joining an alliance with me. Also, can I... in your states, but it is only at 0 development. That'll just upset them, the clergy again, of course. But it will allow me to promote Nubian to an accepted culture. So naturally, the clergy are upset with me, just a wee bit. What's a province that I took with relatively high autonomy? Let's go ahead and give the clergy this province as well. That should satisfy them. And when they come back to me, I'll give them this province. Just give them the whole area. Why not? But it's not giving me any problem here. So once we get this bonus from having converted Custody Bream, which is going to convert that much faster because Nubian is now an accepted religion. You should finish in May of next year. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good, 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 good. Force limit is now up to 19, which I will use for more infantry. Oh, not here, though. I'm going to send the larger part of the army here, leave the smaller part of the army here. We actually don't have the supply limit in our country to sustain the stacks of army that we've built. Lower Nubia will absolutely be converted into a state. But not yet. Not yet. First, I want to get this core creation cost. Now, we're Coptic. We're not Orthodox. I wonder... I don't believe there's a mechanic for unifying with the Pope, though. Oh, that is a lot of Elodian separatists. Hello. Hello, friends. Alrighty. Well, things are looking pretty good for us so far. What is the highest? Do I know? Shendi. Well, I will go park as much of my army as Shendi as I can. Well, I'll park it next to Shendi. We also have Makurian separatists. The thing that kind of gets me is that when they're occupied by an invading force, they can field a larger army of rebels than the home nation, with any bonuses, ever could have imagined. Than they ever could have imagined. And so you have to deal with them. You end up with a country that can field 8,000 troops. They have a revolt stack of 16,000 troops. Kasseri Bream is going to have the most revolt risk too, so that might screw things up a little bit. Let's just pop the other half of the army a wee bit further north. That'll be alright. Just a little push. Revolt, of course it's in Kasseri Bream. What'd I say? More troops than they could ever have fielded on their own. I'm just going to throw that in, because I want to try and get there before the siege tick. Gosh darn it! Nope, couldn't make it. Oh well. Fortunately, that no longer eradicates your... And the other is in Gezira. I was in the wrong spot to stop that one anyway. Got it. We'll let that missionary resume. Fortunately, alright, we'll recall him from the Timmies. Yep, I'm aware. Fabricate will take 35 this time. So he knows I like him. He doesn't like me. He also doesn't really care. He's indifferent. He could hate me. But he doesn't yet. And the Drylands is good. There's no penalty for the attacker, which means I'll have no penalties. We'll be fighting a fairly fair fight. Again, where are they getting these, like, great horses for cavalry? Oh, they caught me. He got me. Pop. And let's just... Come on. Switch Zara off. I spent a fair amount of money on reinforcements now. Alright. But we're doing okay. We're going to spend a bunch of money and a bunch of manpower on reinforcements because we had to spend a bunch to quell those revolts, infuriating as they may have been. 6-2 and 9-2. Whatever, we'll leave it alone. We should be alright shortly, though. We'll just have to burn the cash for now. Just burn all that cash down. Now, they will accept an alliance. They are friendly towards us now rather than threatened. Who are their enemies? Oman and Hejaz. Are they allied with each other? Yes. Do I want to get dragged into a war between Oman and Hejaz? No. But would I like any form of support in fighting a doll, especially of the sort that I can burn? Yes, I would. Let's resume spying. And let's resume ensuring our relations with them are as good as possible. So, this time we've just we quelled a bunch of revolts. Still got a merchant who looks super duper bored, but I've got nothing to do, really, with Gulf of Aden. I think I'd collect more money. Let's test it out. Let's find out. Let's send this bored guy to go collect from the Gulf of Aden trade node, where I have a presence. I actually have a little bit of a presence in the Alexandria node as well. Kostari Bream is now converted, which means we can promote territorial rights. Grab that core creation cost. Get him working on Dongola. And make all these guys cores. Make that state a core. And core all provinces in it. Boom. So now everything that should be a state is a state. Everything that is a state is cored. Maintain the relationship with that jerk. So the Warsangali separatists are actually giving him fits now. Excellent. And the cool thing about Yemen is I can promise him land and then just ignore him. The House of Solomon is shaken. We'll recall the diplomat. Misunderstanding around the heritage of the great-grandmother. Seems she was the daughter of a lowly farmer from outside Gondar. Can deny it, or acknowledge it, or, because we are righteous, it's a preposterous, ridiculous rumor. And they will believe us. So we deny it, but because we are righteous, they buy it. They believe us. Alright, so now we've got Kostari Bream. We've actually successfully buffed all of the other Coptic nations of the world. So just us. But we've successfully buffed ourselves with the territorial rights now. So we get missionary strength, territorial rights. We'd like some form of claim on... So we see the Ottomans are getting a little larger. Before we end the episode, which we will do very, very shortly, let's see how the institution spread is doing. Feudalism's not embraced everywhere within our lands, but we embrace it. The Renaissance is present in the Ottomans. Can't tell whether they've embraced it or not. But it is present there, so it should begin spreading to us shortly. Now the Mamluks are enemies of the Ottomans. So right now, we're waiting for that war to start. We are just waiting on that war to start. Once that happens, the Mamluks get themselves squished by the Ottomans. We are going to swoop in, do whatever it takes. We must have Alexandria. It will be ours, and I'll likely even move my capital there. We're going to need to core provinces, convert Alexandria first, then core it. I'll core everything else while we're converting Alexandria. We'll get our buff to our religion, and likely add that manpower recovery, because it's going to be important. But Will of the Martyrs wouldn't be bad either. As it stands, we've now gone from 1 to 2, with our sights set on 3. And we're going to probably, though, if we have an opportunity to put an end to the Mamluk threat, we will do that. If not, then we will continue our conquests into the Horn of Africa and seize the Sultanate of Adal, make war on them, with the help of Yemen. However, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video or videos, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I am Six Wings, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.